Hello. Welcome back to the Third Man Cricket Show, everyone. My name is Abhinav Mishra. मेरे साथ है Ankit Salunke once again. And Ankit, we have a lot to discuss today. Again,
Yeah,
once again, I think cricket वर्ल्ड में यही होता है कि यार जब एक न्यूज़ आती है तो एक के बाद एक बहुत सारी न्यूज़ आती रहती है. So we're gonna
yeah,
discuss everything one by one. And before starting anything, everyone who's watching, who's gonna watch ahead, जो स्ट्रीम के बाद देखेंगे, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all social media platforms, and just help us by subscribing and liking the video. Don't forget to turn the bell icon on as well. So let's get straight into it. अंकित, मैं दोबारा तो पूछूंगा नहीं कैसा है तो, क्योंकि मैं रोज तेरे से पूछता हूँ, एंड आई pretty much know कि तेरे जीवन में क्या चल रहा है. So let's
yeah.
just get straight into it. First topic, should we talk about the Ashes? I think Australia need
Yeah.
how many, 78
69.
78 more, 69. Oh, अबे
Yeah.
बाप रे. हाँ, 69. Right. So what do you think, मतलब overall fitting end to the series?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing we deserve, I think. England fans, Australian fans still might not like this situation, to be in that kind of situation. Lekin, yeah, I mean, यही मजा I think this kind of shows की टेस्ट क्रिकेट का. And let's not forget कि ESPN ने हालांकि पोस्ट किया था कि 6 साल पहले मोइन अली ने हैट्रिक ली थी अगेंस्ट साउथ अफ्रीका, एंड दैट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ सरप्राइजिंग. आई थिंक स्पिनर्स को मिलती नहीं आसानी से, एंड इमेजिन टेकिंग द लास्ट 3 विकेट्स ऑफ द मैच. सो एंड आई थिंक ही हैज काइंड ऑफ डिलीवर समथिंग. लेकिन ये जो टेस्ट मैच, आई थिंक इट हैज बिन बहुत सारे इमोशंस रहे. डेविड वार्नर का लास्ट एशेस, स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड के यू मे नॉट नो कि कितना टाइम बचा. अगर इंग्लैंड नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स में विकेट ले ले तो नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स में इट माइट बी लास्ट 10 मिनट्स इन टेस्ट क्रिकेट पोस्ट. ऑल इज सेट, रिटायरमेंट भी है उनकी. बट अभी ना वन थिंग इज सरप्राइजिंग, स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड विकेट्स का कॉलम अभी तक 0 है.
आएगा. I think story is written. uh,
Yeah,
आएगा विकेट आ रहा है. Stuart Broad will get one wicket, I think maybe the last wicket or
yeah,
something. But I think for sure the wicket is coming. But England fans को relax नहीं होना चाहिए, because first Ashes test, Edgbaston, pretty similar scenario थी,
yeah.
when Pat Cummins, Nathan Lyon were batting. यहाँ पे भी they have a recognized batsman in Alex Carey batting alongside Todd Murphy, जो कि मेरे को पता नहीं इतनी नीचे बैटिंग क्यों करते हैं. He is a pretty good batsman. I think हमने first innings में भी
Yeah,
देखा था when he hit Mark Wood to 3 sixes. But
yeah,
69 to win, 2 wickets needed for England. What a turnaround, man. क्योंकि वो सेशन के बाद 238 for 3 was the score, if I'm not wrong, जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया आई थी बैटिंग करने in the
yeah.
last session. 47 overs bowled करने थे in the final session, and I don't think उतने overs तो होने वाले. I think England might get both the wickets really quickly. But अगर नहीं ले पाते, if this Australia need like just 30 odd runs,
Yeah.
30-35 runs with both these batsmen still at the crease, then
Hmm.
again थोड़ा tension आएगा to the fans in the stadium as well, because
आई
अभी
थिंक
बारिश नहीं
एक
आने
एक
वाली
जो
दोबारा.
चीज है, आई थिंक अभी आई काइंड ऑफ फील लाइक कि वो जो कॉन्फिडेंस फर्स्ट मैच में, आई थिंक व्हाट दे चेस, आई थिंक 70-80 रन्स अगेन. पैट कमिंस बैटिंग कर रहे थे, नाथन आई गेस नाथन लियान, और ही वाज बैटिंग विद हिम, एंड उस टाइम डिलीवर किया था. इस टाइम इट कैन गेट डिफिकल्ट, बट यू हैव टू डू इट. बट आई थिंक दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ मैच वेयर वी कैन से कि 25% England can win it, 25% Australia, 25% for a draw, and 25% for a tie. Because anything can happen, because 25 overs, if Australia bat out, then they will be needing something like 1 or 2 runs in the last over, and so anything can happen. But
नहीं, ये तो नहीं होगा. आई डोंट थिंक ये लास्ट बॉल या लास्ट ओवर
yeah,
तक जा रहा है ये मैच. आई डोंट नो, फॉर सम रीजन आई थिंक एक विकेट की बात है. आई थिंक क्रिस वोक्स, द वे ही इज रनिंग इन, जो जिस तरीके से बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, एंड द अमाउंट ऑफ टर्न मोइन अली इज गेटिंग, आई थिंक
yeah.
if they get one wicket now really quick, I think second वाला भी पास में होगा, because number 11 is Josh Hazelwood, who is also a
Yeah.
left-hander. So I think मेरे
But
हिसाब से
has
2-2 होने वाला.
England taken the new ball, or like they are going still with the old one?
जरूरत नहीं है. There's no need to take the new ball. I think Ricky
So it's
Ponting
the
has.
old ball, right? I was kind
It's
of
still the old ball.
confirming because yeah.
Yeah, it's still the old ball, but जरूरत भी नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. I think Ricky Ponting has made it very clear कि he did not like the ball being changed yesterday जब 11 बॉल बची थी. So I think was it fair on Australia कि जब भी new ball वो change हुई, because the balls did not look similar. I kind of agree with Ricky Ponting in that part as well, but
Yeah.
What do you think of this ball change वाला जो decision लिया गया था?
I think both. I think it's kind of something where 56, 50, I guess 40 overs old when it was changed. I guess
Yeah.
yesterday, but a lot of movement actually happened today when you know 3 wickets जो मिले थे starting with Warner, Khwaja, and then followed by Labuschagne. But बहुत बड़ा. I mean, it was looking like a 10-15 overs, old a new ball, how it looks like, and बहुत अच्छी movement भी मिल रही थी because 40-50 overs के बाद तो you kind of expect the ball, maybe थोड़ा सा रिवर्स स्विंग, बट स्विंग की तो कोई उतने उतने चांसेस नहीं होते, बट वो भी मिला, रिवर्स स्विंग भी मिला, विकेट्स भी मिले, एलेक्स कैरी ने हालांकि एक सिक्स भी मारा है. अभी नो व्हाट यू फील लाइक कि टाइम फॉर जो रूट टू रोल हिज आर्म्स एज वेल, बिकॉज शायद और एक्स्ट्रा अटेम्प्ट करे क्योंकि आपको एक विकेट चाहिए. मे बी इंग्लैंड कैन स्टिल से कि हम और 20 रन देने के लिए वी हैव दैट अकाउंटेंसी टू गो कि 20 रन हम और कुशन में जाएंगे, बट लास्ट 40 runs then they can't compromise किया जाने देते runs, फिर they have to be defensive. What do you feel like कि because अभी तक पेस अटैक चल रहा है, बट मोइन एंड जो रूट माइट, जो रूट ज्यादा फ्लाइट देते हैं एंड स्लो डालते हैं, काइंड ऑफ वर्क समवन अगेंस्ट टॉड मर्फी, और एलेक्स कैरी को भी आउट किया था उन्होंने हालांकि.
No, yeah, I think he might roll his arm, but I think seamers are doing bowling really well. I think there is a lot on this pitch for the seamers. The way Chris Stewart Broad is running in, he's getting the ball to move away from the left-handers. Or Chris Wokes. I don't think it will be too long before Chris Wokes comes back in the attack, because उनका 8 over का spell था. I think वो rest देना जरूरी था. I think from the other end you could see like spin still continuing. But I think Chris Wokes could come back in if the target is like below 50 all of a sudden. Because the still I think 10-15 runs they can play around मेरे को लग रहा है England. But yeah, granted तो नहीं ले सकते, especially because it's Australia. Or similar kind of situation was in the first game when they needed around 40-50 runs with 2-3 wickets remaining. So I think maybe not. But overall series fair result 2-2.
2-2 it should be, I think, because let's not forget कि ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते कि draw series है, WTC is at stake. I'm not sure. I guess I'm assuming Pakistan is at top. Apart from that, I think Australia, and if England win, I think they both will be in a similar situation. But उस हिसाब से भी देखना पड़ेगा, and just not thinking कि यार retain हो गई series. It doesn't have that stake as of now, but still a lot. WTC के हिसाब से ये matches are important, and both can win actually, because ये match actually as we were discussing कि first test match इसी same situation, England were supposed to win, but Pat Cummins की वो partnership, but there's not Pat now to bat. We have Alex Carey and Todd Murphy, but Todd Murphy अभी actually impressed a lot. I think जो sixes लगा रहे थे, बट आई स्टिल फील लाइक कि शायद एक बॉलिंग चेंज तो करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे, बिकॉज रन्स की गति भी आ रही है. एलेक्स कैरी ही हैज स्टार्टेड टू जस्ट टेक ऑन स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड. इस बार टॉड मर्फी हालांकि टू गेट दैट टू द बाउंड्री रोप. अभी व्हाट डू यू फील लाइक कि टॉड मर्फी फिसी उन्होंने 2-3 सिक्सेस मारे थे मारकूट वो, बट वो जो गति होती है ना, इट काइंड ऑफ fears the batter, like you extra pace, it has that something extra factor, that X factor to get batters out. You feel like कि एक bowling change की जरूरत है, because this duo as of now, Moeen Ali obviously has done well, but Stuart Broad, I think practically भी रहना पड़ेगा कि you have to win this match and just not think like it's last match for Broad. So any bowling changes I think still from for Stuart Broad, or you feel like Ben Stokes might think let's go with the same way?
आई थिंक क्रिस वोक्स आएंगे दोबारा अटैक में. आई थिंक वो रेस्ट करने के लिए आई थिंक बॉलिंग चेंज हुआ था. स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड वाज ब्रॉट बैक इन द
Yeah,
अटैक. मेरे हिसाब से आई थिंक क्रिस वोक्स को बॉल देना जरूरी है. आई थिंक ही कुड गेट 2 wickets इन द सेम ओवर इटसेल्फ. आई थिंक द वे ही वाज मूविंग द बॉल अराउंड एज सून एज द क्लाउड्स वर overhead, I
yeah,
think वो मेरे हिसाब से was the game changer, and he proved it when he got a set Steve Smith out as well. So I think Chris works over Markwood at the moment, but I won't mind a double change as well with Markwood from the other end,
mm,
because Markwood ने Alex Carey को out किया था in Headingley after
yeah,
hitting him on the helmet. So I think that could be something which could work in England's favor. But 55 यार, I think it's getting close. I think to that 50
yeah,
odd run, 50 के नीचे score आएगा could be a bit worrying for England. Maybe a bit
yeah,
nervousness around the bowlers as well. और ऑस्ट्रेलिया को तो आदत है यार सिचुएशंस में खेलने की यार, when they are under pressure. So let's talk about other things as well. What's
yeah.
going on? I think there are a few people in the chat. Rahul is here. Is saying Broad is fit. इतना fit है, क्या जरूरत है retirement की? I think he mentioned this point कि he still feels कि body is really good. But वो एक होता है ना कि he wants to end on a high, and a
Yeah,
fitting moment to a career is like लोग ज्यादा रिमेम्बर करेंगे क्रिस ब्रॉड का, स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड का रिटायरमेंट ओनली बिकॉज इट केम अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया इन द एशेज इन द इंग्लैंड,
Yeah.
इन इंग्लैंड. सो आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाई ही मेंशन दैट. और काफी टाइम तक आई थिंक इंग्लैंड इज नॉट प्लेइंग टेस्ट क्रिकेट. आई थिंक नेक्स्ट सीरीज डायरेक्टली इंडिया के साथ होगी. सो आई थिंक
Out Stuart Broad, I think Abhinav, I think आपकी तारीफ होगी. He's got one, and I mean, what a crucial time. I think Todd Murphy has nicked one to Belso, and kind of
yeah.
celebration in the crowd as well. Abhinav, well done. I mean, that was a good guess. I was expecting it, but I thought कि maybe वो 10th wicket होगा, but it still can be. But the first wicket of Broad, I think you mentioned crucial time, and he's got
Yeah.
one. Abhinav, now
Yeah, I
again
think
it comes like Alex Carey. Is he gonna think कि चलो यार, I mean Ben Stokes का version थोड़ा download कर
yeah, yeah,
लेते
yeah.
हैं
Now for sure. I think with Josh Hazelwood, I think he's going to deny those singles and stuff. I think बड़े shots के लिए जाएंगे. But coming back to Rahul's comment, I think he mentioned it कि यार body is still really good. He could have played a few more tests, but he also mentioned कि England will not be playing a test match for a long time now. So
Yeah,
he just feels कि this is the right moment कि अगर कोई नया bowler आता है, say like Mark Wood is in there, Matthew Potts comes in, there's like a couple of other bowlers as well in the county championship. उनके पास भी अच्छा time होगा to just get back in the setup for like a good
yeah,
time. So I think I agree with the decision. He's 37, 38 years old now. So I think he has achieved what many won't achieve. And कल माइकल वॉन ने एक चीज बोली थी कि on Twitter he mentioned that there won't be any other fast bowler in the coming generation who will get 600
yeah,
test wickets. And I kind of agree with him with the amount of cricket we play these days. I think there's no fast bowler who could reach the 600 mark which James Anderson and Stuart Broad reached.
yeah,
So commendable effort. And also comes down कि यार ये एक ही फॉर्मेट खेलते हैं. So I think that also has a lot to say. He doesn't play
yeah.
the franchise tournaments. He plays only the county championship for Nottinghamshire as well. So I think
Abhinav, just
overall a
one
brilliant.
more thing. Sorry to cut, but यहाँ
Yeah.
पे just to add kind of toppings to our recent topic, I think bails have been again switched by England players. I think एक और बार kind of black magic या फिर हिंदी वर्ड में काला जादू बोल सकते हैं. They have changed the belts, but I mean, what is this new trend, Abhinav? Like कि belts change करो wickets. Do you think it will work for other teams or teams will stay like कि
I,
World Cup में
I
I'm
was reading.
expecting it to be happening in World Cup.
हाँ, मैं कहीं तो पढ़ रहा था मैं इसके बारे में. आई थिंक some article was written on Google itself कि it sometimes does work. And I think some team did it in the county, not the county, like the domestic circuit of one of the nations. I don't remember, who continuously switch कर रहे थे base just to get wickets,
Yeah.
and in the end आ गई wickets. So I don't know is it that crucial or not, but I still see other teams trying to do that when they are in pressure situations. Just switch the bales around maybe to give that
Yeah.
extra bit of excitement to the players, or maybe क्या थोड़ी तो hope आ
Mm.
जाए कहीं से कि विकेट नहीं आ रही तो. बट या अभी
Yeah.
स्विच कर दिए बेल्स, जस्ट वन विकेट नीडेड. सो अगर आ भी गए तो इट माइट अगेन से पीपल पीपल माइट स्टिल से कि हाँ चलो ये तो बेल्स की वजह से हुआ है. बट या लेट्स सी. 55 needed, one wicket in
Yeah.
hand. Australia, I think it's pretty much done मेरे
Yeah.
हिसाब से. I think will win this game. And I think Nasir is also saying this 2-2 होगी सीरीज. हम हमें क्या चिंता है यार किस बात की. हम तो आई थिंक हम टॉपिक वही था कि यार इज इट अ फेयर रिजल्ट कि 2-2 हुआ है सीरीज. द सीरीज एंड्स इन अ ड्रॉ. इवन ऑस्ट्रेलिया डिड retain the ashes, but overall
Mm.
3-2 will it would have been on the paper if Manchester वाला मैच वॉश आउट नहीं होता. But do you
Yeah.
think still 2-2 is a fair result?
Kind of, I think, because I think a lot of credit obviously goes to Australia as well. I think because the first match the way they won actually the match was Australia kind of a difficult thing. I think that was England's match. Second test, we would say it was Australia's match, and they did won it. I think for there was a time in the match though, जहाँ पे we thought कि they might get closer. Ben Stokes heroics one more time, but Manchester kind of, but even ये जो टेस्ट मैच है this kind of shows a very small point and which is hidden कि जो breaks होते हैं टेस्ट मैचेस में like a lunch break, tea break, because let's not forgetting Australia 135 without loss. And on a serious note, अगर उस time वो match continue होता, I think they could have got closer, and I would say कि 200 तक वो partnership शायद stretch करती है, and उसके बाद maybe Australia couldn't have lost the match. They still couldn't, but looks kind of difficult as of now for them to win on this Ashes. 20 overs to
Yeah.
ball, 120 balls. I don't think they will keep on defending. They have to go for it.
Right. I think they will go for it. I think won't be surprised अगर Josh Hazelwood भी अभी बैट घुमाना शुरू कर दे. एक बॉल बचानी है, but I think from the other end Alex Carey will go for it. जल्दी we might see a result
Yeah,
in this game. And मेरे हिसाब से yes, even though it should have been 3-2, I still feel 2-2 is a fair result क्योंकि ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने equally I think they won the clutch sessions जो important sessions होते हैं. So but they lost the important sessions as well in a few games. That's the reason they did not I think win the series, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ा achievement होता. They have not won a series in England since 2001. So मेरा question यही है,
yeah.
if this series ends in 2-2, chat maybe you can just let us know which Ashes series would you rate higher. Would you rate this one or the 2005 one?
Top five. I mean, that's a very good question to be honest, but like kind of very tough to answer. I think maybe in the last this decade, I would say I think it can be this Ashes because 19 wasn't that really. I think kind of obviously it was closer with the same the number two all, but wasn't that kind of interesting. I would say if you see the first match was closer, second match was closer, third match if Chris Oakes and Mark Wood if they couldn't have finished, it could have been Australia's game. So kind of closer game, to see tailenders finishing the match. Fourth test, the kind of controversies we had because due to that where we saw England players saying we might have won that match and it could have been a decider the last one, and this one still it's not 2-all, but even if it happens 3-1, that's the kind of series I think it still can turn out to be a best series, best Ashes series for me in this decade.
Yeah, and I think there's a one strong competition. अगर ये decade की बात करें, so the series which I think which England won in Australia when there was
Yeah,
Jonathan Trott, there was Alistair Cook जो continuously run बना रहे थे. I
yeah,
think that is also rated very very highly. I don't remember the year 2011
yeah,
या 2013 दोनों में से कोई तो एक था when England won it in Australia. So I think that was a big achievement in this decade. But still अगर मैं
yeah,
compare करूँ between 2005 and 2023, I still feel that those teams and England winning against that Australian team has much more than England winning against this Australian team. So
yeah.
I'll still rate 2005 as the best Ashes series ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think वो जो match था, I'm not sure was it in Cardiff, but I guess Anderson and वो Monty Panesar ने जो किया था, I think it deserves.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
Cardiff. Yeah.
I'm not sure कि इस match में होगा because there's still a lot of time and
Yeah.
Alex Carey batting कर रहे हैं, but he's the intent is still not clear अभी, like अभी भी मैं देख रहा हूँ he's kind of defensive,
Yeah.
kind of tempt लग रहा है कि he's kind of nervous because जो दो बॉलर बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं अभी हम लोग स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड की बहुत बात कर रहे हैं, मोइन अली की भी करनी चाहिए, बट इसलिए करनी चाहिए बिकॉज दे आर नॉट अन काइंड ऑफ सर्टन विल मोइन प्ले पोस्ट द एशेज, इंडिया सीरीज आ रही है उसके तरफ भी नजर होगी, बट वो भी क्रूशल होगा कि इज इट मोइन अलीज लास्ट मैच एज वेल इन टेस्ट क्रिकेट. उन दोनों ने उतना ही कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट किया है, बट एलेक्स कैरी आई थिंक he should go for the shots, but I'm not sure कि क्या mindset. Obviously, it's a tough situation, but I think as he has that batting abilities, he should go for it. Let's see how much the number of runs he can deduct with 54 to win.
हाँ यार, I think he will go for the big shots. And I think आदर्श का यहाँ पे comment है कि 2019 Ashes series remember for the four players जोफ्रा आर्चर, बेन स्टोक्स, स्टीव स्मिथ एंड मानस लाबुशेन. हाँ यार, किसने सोचा था कि मानस लाबुशेन आफ्टर becoming a concussion substitute will have such a big impact on test cricket. Number one test match batter बन जाएंगे अगर वो
Yeah,
बॉल नहीं लगती सर पे वो प्लेयर कैसिंग. सो आई थिंक
yeah,
इट वाजंट टू बी. मानस लाबुशेन का हम नाम भी नहीं सुनते शायद कभी, या सुनते तो बहुत लेट
yeah.
सुनते, बट that series was also really I think really competitive. Only thing is Australia was still much even
Meanwhile,
though it
like
was very close.
kind of we can say that was a catch dropped by
Yeah.
Zach Crowley. I think he hasn't missed many much. I thought personally कि शायद बहुत tough chance था, but एक बहुत अच्छा chance जहाँ पे where he went with only one hand where he should have went with two, but England wouldn't mind with the kind of pressure they have built on Alex Carey. I think बहुत uncertain and he's kind of missing the balls. He's not even able to connect that. And be next over Todd Murphy, Josh Hazelwood. I think he will be facing all the six balls with 20 overs to go because Alex Carey couldn't rotate the strike. Kind of tough, but Abhinav, do you feel like with the baseball coming in this series that played a huge role to kind of entertain the kind of neutral fans or even Australian fans or even I would say England fans for that matter because they kind of have enjoyed thoroughly throughout these Ashes. They loved that every moment. Zach Rowley's first ball boundary to Stuart Broad hitting a six on his last ball, retirement sort of, I would say. So, do you feel like baseball played a crucial role, kind of just to entertain the whole Ashes throughout this summer?
Not just Ashes. I think Test cricket in general. I think
Yeah,
only because Ashes started before any other Test matches around the world. I think Ashes का craze already high रहता है within cricket fans and लोग excited इसलिए थे कि they wanted to see how England will approach against ये वाली
yeah,
Australian side. And they did it pretty much in the same way they approach against any other international side. So commendable effort by England in the series क्योंकि
yeah,
देखा जाए तो it stays 2-2 अगर इंग्लैंड जीतती है but
yeah,
overall it should have been 3-2 with the Manchester result again.
yeah,
So but in hindsight you can also say कि Australia threw the game away in Headingley after being 240 for 3. So ifs and buts का game है but overall I think
yeah.
entertainment factor probably the biggest in test match series ever.
Mm,
Not just
yeah,
men's ashes but women's ashes as well. I think it was
yeah,
equally supported. I think in the UK and overseas as well. So I think probably the best quality of cricket for women's series ever. I mean, what I would have seen, I have seen like so far. So, but let's see. I think Nasir Bhai is also saying कि 120 बॉल बची हैं और एक विकेट चाहिए. हाँ बस वो ये कि वो रन्स कम होते जाएंगे तो थोड़ा इंग्लैंड पे प्रेशर आ सकता है. They might
yeah,
feel a bit nervous. But I don't think so. That's going to happen. I think 54 still needed. The ball is turning. New ball ली नहीं है शायद अभी तक if I'm not wrong.
and
So
now it comes
uh,
down to 50. It's a good,
yeah,
good shot from Hazelwood as well on the back foot and really looked good. But 50 still
yeah.
looks like a kind of defensive mindset where they're defending three, four balls and then looking for that odd delivery to go on the ropes. But still 50, I think, kind of tough with the. But I'm
Hmm.
not sure ki one will how
एक ball
much kind of Australia get in the next. Alex Carey, I think he should look for some runs because he's not kind of looking. So that's one thing. But yeah, मुश्किल है. I mean, kind of this matches makes it really tough to even predict कि क्या होने वाला है because England needs that one odd delivery and 50 odd runs बहुत बड़ा होता है. तो favorites तो है, but I think let's see 50 still tough to get.
Yeah, I agree. But in the end, I think if Australia keeps playing strokes, I think वो score नीचे आता ही रहेगा. I think
Yeah,
Alex Carey कितना trust करता है जॉश हेजलवुड को, I think उस पे आ जाता है पूरा क्योंकि जॉश हेजलवुड I don't see him as like the same level of batter जो कि बाकी के टेलेंडर्स हैं स्टार कमिंस और टॉड मर्फी. So I think वो एक क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. इसके पहले जब टॉड मर्फी बैटिंग करे तो जॉश हेजलवुड was
yeah,
taking those singles and trusting him. So and that was justified as well. But with Hazelwood, I don't know that will be the case क्योंकि now he has played an entire over out, but still Alex Carey has to go for the runs. 50
yeah,
cannot defend 20 overs with against Stuart Broad, Chris Wokes, Moeen Ali when the pitch has a bit for them as well. So let's see moving forward. I think थोड़ा और comments ले लेते हैं यहाँ पे. आदर्श ने कहा है.
yeah.
आदर्श का जो comment है, we'll talk about it once the game is over. I think
Mm,
we'll touch. हमारा pretty much हमारा show इसके around ही based था कि let's talk about the ODI squad जो कि
yeah.
announce sorry T20 squad जो कि announce हुई
Mm,
against Ireland. So we'll talk on that really soon. चाहिए तो हम अभी अभी बात करना शुरू कर देते हैं. I think we'll keep an
yeah,
eye on the score for the Ashes.
yeah,
So let's just get that ODI कौन सी squad है ODI T20 है जो भी
yeah.
squad है.
T20.
So T20 sorry yeah.
Yeah,
So this is the squad for the T20I series versus Ireland, and big surprise and a big boost for Indian fans. Jasprit
mm,
Bumrah has been named as the captain of the side, which I think is the right decision. Only because directly he doesn't have much time to gel in the international circuit. Let's not forget almost एक
yeah.
साल बाहर रहते Jasprit Bumrah from the game. I think he went out September last year, and उसके बाद he is making a comeback in almost like August. 1 अगस्त तो हो ही गई
Yeah.
है. So I think it's almost a year for Jasprit Bumrah out. But overall, what do you make of this decision? Jasprit Bumrah being captain, good decision, right decision, wrong decision? क्या?
Yeah, definitely. Because apart from that, I think if you look Baki players, obviously will be most likely most of them will be part of the Asian Games. So वो भी kind of preparation हो जाएगा and 3 games and Bumrah I think and captaincy उन्होंने पहले भी की है, so it's not like he's doing it first time. He captained against England in 2022 and has a good kind of experience as well. So yeah, good. And T20s may it's not that kind of key captaincy plays that kind of huge role comparatively to one day and test cricket. So hoping that to him to go well, because I think he might be the player, because बाकी जो players है वो शायद Asian Games भी नहीं खेलेंगे, and most of them unlikely to be part of the World Cup as well. So he's one of them जिनको शायद Asia Cup भी खेलना है, and then obviously World Cup as well. अगर you know लॉन्ग टर्म पे देखा जाए तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई एम थिंकिंग कि बाकी प्लेयर्स तो या ऑब्वियसली विल बी पार्ट ऑफ एशियन गेम्स. सो बुमराह इंपॉर्टेंट सीरीज फॉर हिम, एंड फिंगर्स क्रॉस की all thing falls in the right place.
I
On
think I
and
kind of
meanwhile,
agree.
that's the 10th Alex Kergesnik one, and Stuart Broad a
Yeah.
fairy tale ending to get the 10th wicket for him. Abhinav dream ending as we expected. Emotional
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
I
इसके
think
ऊपर अभी
so many.
पिक्चर बन सकती है इसके ऊपर, अच्छी खासी एक मूवी बन जाएगी व्हेन स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड की
Yeah.
पूरी स्टोरी हम कवर करेंगे. बट आई थिंक इट वाज रिटन, आई थिंक फॉर प्लेयर्स लाइक दीज, लाइक स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड, फॉर जेम्स एंडरसन, एक फिटिंग एंड टू अ फेरी टेल, वो कहते हैं ना फेरी टेल एंडिंग होनी चाहिए फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स, जो कि काफी सारे
Yeah.
प्लेयर्स को इन द पास्ट मिली नहीं है. सो आई थिंक आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद what Stuart Broad has achieved in his career, and I think very rarely you will see another fast bowler who will have इतना बड़ा life time span
Yeah.
with the national team. So commendable effort. Now he can easily I think rest his boots, जो कहते हैं कि
Yeah.
hang the boots, sorry. I think he deserves every bit of it, and just enjoy. अभी आएंगे अचानक से
Yeah,
commentary
actually, it's
commentary.
very important to look at the moment. I think as we were discussing, as Abhinav ने तो कह दिया था कि he might be striking one, लेकिन एक तीर दो निशान हो गए, because दोनों last final wickets Stuart Broad ने लिए. लेकिन I'm definitely kind of emotional moment, but बहुत कम players होते हैं to finish on a high. I think एक बार I think हमारे I think जो थर्ड मैन में हमारे जो सर है कौसुब सर ने एक बार बहुत खूबसूरत बात कही थी कि बहुत कम प्लेयर्स ऐसे होते हैं जो रिटायरमेंट तब लेते हैं जब उनका एक प्राइम फेज चल रहा होता है. एंड आई थिंक दिस सीरीज फॉर स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड, आई थिंक अभिनव नो डाउट, आई थिंक बेस्ट सीरीज आई वुड से. लाइक होम सीरीज भी अच्छी थी, लेकिन getting 20-22 wickets, I think Stuart brought throughout the Ashes. So,
Yeah.
like, not an easy thing at the age of 36. But yeah, I think we wish him the best for his second phase of his career. And अभी तो उनके बड़े भाई बाकी हैं. And so yeah, we still have a lot for Test cricket fans with Jimmy Anderson still. But kudos to England for leveling the series. But I think a lot of credit goes to Australia as well. Retain तो उन्होंने करी because, but I think it was a kind of entertaining for neutrals as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think but क्योंकि जब ये टाइम हुआ था सिक्स सिक्सेस वाला, जब टाइम आया था व्हेन युवराज सिंह हिट हिम फॉर सिक्स सिक्सेस, किसी ने
Yeah.
सोचा नहीं होगा वो टाइम पे कि ये वही प्लेयर होगा जो जाके 600 टेस्ट विकेट्स लेगा, यू नो एंड विदाउट बीइंग आउट फ्रॉम द गेम फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. आई थिंक ही डिड गेट इंजर्ड बीच में, बट ही केम बैक रियली स्ट्रांग. So I think brilliant career, brilliant average as well, and alongside Jimmy Anderson, he has probably formed one of the top two, I would say, bowling pairs. I think one is Shane Warne and Glenn McGrath, but the other one
Yeah.
has to be James Anderson and
Yeah.
Stuart Broad. So
I'm not sure
brilliant.
what that means, but Moin Ali is also walking with Stuart Broad, and बाकी टीम थोड़े अभी हालांकि दूर है. I'm not really sure कि what message does that deliver अगर but I think kind of deserves. I think Moin Ali का अभी जो role, I think अभी it's not an easy thing. टेस्ट क्रिकेट में काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स आसानी से नहीं आते. आई थिंक T20 and one day kind of format where you can rethink just to come back for the World Cup. But Moin Ali, I think Ashes series he came back obviously. So वो भी एक अच्छा था. नॉट श्योर स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड के साथ शायद ना हो या वो जो मोइन अली के साथ हो. बट वी होप अभी जिमी एंडरसन है तो अभी भी आई थिंक टेस्ट क्रिकेट के लिए अभी भी वो एंटरटेनमेंट एंड काइंड ऑफ सो मेनी जो ओल्ड मेमोरीज रहेंगे वो अभी भी है. बट या आई थिंक let's see how it goes. But Ashes, वाकई में I think this Ashes was the best, I would say, in the last decade.
इतना बड़ा काफी बड़ा स्टेटमेंट है यार. विच एशेज वाज द बेस्ट, ये तो हम इसके ऊपर पूरी डिबेट कर सकते हैं, पूरी स्ट्रीम कर सकते हैं कि बहुत सारे कंटेंडर रहे हैं. आई थिंक 2005 दैट सीरीज गेव अस अ लॉट ऑफ गेम्स. ग्लेन मैग्राथ का पैर बॉल पे लगना एंड वो आउट हो गए, गेम से बाहर हो गए. देन रिकी पॉन्टिंग डिसाइडेड टू बोल फर्स्ट व्हेन ही शुड हैव बैटेड फर्स्ट. इंग्लैंड विनिंग बाय 2 runs in, I think, against Edgbaston. That was a big win, and winning the series 2-1 in the end as well. So I think that was one series. हमने बात करी थी 2009 में कार्डिफ में, when Monty Panesar and Jimmy Anderson saved the game, played about 60-70 balls or something. I think more than maybe more. I think and saved the game for Australia, क्योंकि जब एक विकेट बचा था खाली for England when एक विकेट बचा था. और और
Yeah.
कौन से सीरीज हैं जो हम याद रखेंगे? ये वाली तो डेफिनेटली हम याद रखेंगे ओनली बिकॉज़ स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड रिटायर्ड एंड
1910
क्वालिटी
कम
ऑफ क्रिकेट
क्लोजर,
वाज
बट
सो
बाकी
गुड
गेम्स
थ्रू
में I think closer nahi the if you talk about the 2019 series. But for me, I would say from this decade, I will pick this one as one of the finest. And let's see, अभी तो बहुत सारे आएंगे हर 2 साल में आती है. So yeah, I think we might have more kind of contenders to be the best Ashes series for this decade as well.
आउट।
So, but yeah, I think a good
अच्छा,
kind of test
let us know in the
series.
chat यार, let us
Yeah,
know in the chat कि क्या लगता है आपको, which was the best Ashes series which you have seen or which you have read about, या आपके हिसाब से it's like probably the best. I think we had someone say 2013 की series, पहले राहुल said 2013
yeah.
was probably one of the best in his
And just
opinion,
one more
और कोई
thing,
आपको
just
लगता
to add कि यार बहुत सारे लोग देख रहे हैं. जैसे अभिनव के वर्ड्स के हिसाब से अटेंडेंस लगा दो, बिकॉज आज का तो लेक्चर आपको मजा आएगा. इट वोंट साउंड एज अ लेक्चर, बिकॉज इमोशनल मोमेंट्स एशेस है. एंड आयरलैंड सीरीज की तो हम लोग ने उतनी बात भी टचअप नहीं किया है. एंड वी हैव मोर टू
है?
डिस्कस रिगार्डिंग स्काई एंड एज वेल. सो और आप भी मेंशन करो एज अभिनव मेंशन, नॉट फ्रॉम दिस डिकेड, लाइक थ्रू आउट आपके लिए कौन सी एशेस थी एंड मोमेंट्स to remember from these ashes. Like Abhinav, I remember talks of Alex Carey's haircut and a lot of stuff throughout the ashes. But yeah, I think you were talking about something. So yeah,
Yeah, so let's just stick to the topic which we have on screen at the moment.
yeah,
Adarsh has a comment saying Stuart Broad is an inspiration of Indian injured fast bowlers Bumrah, Krishna, Deepak Chahar, Kuldeep Sen. Salute Stuart Broad. हाँ, salute तो हम करेंगे Stuart Broad को. I think he deserves this ending जो भी आज and it was written. मैं एक चीज का बहुत बड़ा बिलीवर हूँ कि यार कोई भी प्लेयर जो बड़े स्टैचर का होता है ना, एक फेरी टेल एंडिंग ऑलरेडी लिखी होती है उसके करियर में. जैसे सचिन तेंदुलकर प्लेइंग दैट 200 टेस्ट मैच इन मुंबई.
hmm,
I expected 100, but sadly it wasn't to be. But all these things, which is very very important, I think Stuart Broad deserves this as well. So
yeah,
overall, probably one of the best series of this decade. Yes, I agree. And hopefully the same happens in Australia as well. क्योंकि one thing जो हमने देखी नहीं है काफी टाइम से, which was I think 2012, 2013 या 2011 वाली जो भी सीरीज थी जब
yeah.
इंग्लैंड ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जीता था, उसके बाद से वी हैव नॉट सीन इंग्लैंड फाइट फॉर द एशेज इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. सो आई थिंक वो मैं देखना चाहूंगा when that is to be
I
played in
think so. They
Australia.
haven't even won a match. 2017 4-0, and then
Yeah.
21 was it? I think 2021 I guess 4-0 as well. So 8 matches they have lost. But yeah, I think a good Ashes this one. But yeah, I think uske pehle to I think we need to touch upon this as well. So Abhinav, I think
Yeah.
Ireland series की बात कर लेते हैं. You what do you make of this squad? I think Jasprit Bumrah as a captain, because यहाँ पे किसी ने mention भी किया था कि क्या captaincy बुमराह की तरफ जानी चाहिए थी. What do you make of that? Like Bumrah as a captain for the series?
I think it is only because he has less time क्योंकि Indian team में of course he's coming back. It's a pretty much a fitness test for Bumrah in Indian colors, क्योंकि लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट बहुत बड़ी इंजरी थी. एक साल बाद दोबारा आना, सेम रिदम हम शायद एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे इतनी जल्दी
Hmm.
जसप्रीत बुमराह से. अगर अगर हो जाते हैं देन आई थिंक दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कमेंटेबल. आई थिंक इफ ही कैन पिक अप दैट रिदम, क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया पे जो वीडियो क्लिप्स चल रहे हैं, हिम प्लेइंग अगेंस्ट बॉलिंग फुल पेस, लग नहीं रहा ही स्टिल दैट fit properly, but we just want him to be back, bowl that 145 consistently on a spell jo bhi he bowls. So overall I think the squad looks good. Ruturaj Gaikwad, I think he deserves that vice captain wala spot.
Yeah,
Of course they have chosen him as a captain for the Asian Games, so I think it only makes sense to make him the vice captain here. Jaiswal, Tilak Verma, Rinku Singh, Sanju Samson and Jitesh Sharma as the 2 wicket keepers. Shivam Dube, I think he deserves this comeback as well. I think he has impressed us in the IPL and very recently ये जो Deodhar Trophy चल रही थी, I think इसमें भी I think he played Washington Sundar. I think South Zone won the जो भी ट्रॉफी कौन सी चल रही थी जिसमें he played the टेस्ट मैच वाला कौन सा ट्रॉफी था वो, the final हुआ था जिसमें Washington Sundar was playing. I think he did really well. Shahbaz Ahmed, I don't know about his selection. I haven't followed Shahbaz Ahmed क्योंकि IPL तो काफी शान था Shahbaz Ahmed का. Ravi
yeah,
Bishnoi, I wanted him to be a part of this. Prasidh Krishna, he's coming back from an injury as well if I'm not wrong.
yeah.
Arshdeep Singh, Mukesh Kumar जो अभी वेस्ट इंडीज में है,
Hmm.
and Avish Khan who is already around the circuit for a long time. So
Hmm.
I think overall a decent squad. Lot of left-handed batters, we must
Yeah,
say. I think Tilak Verma, Jaiswal, Rinku Singh, Shivam Dube, Washington Sundar, Shahbaz Ahmed, आधे सारे टीम तो ऑलमोस्ट लेफ्ट हैंडर की है देखा जाए
yeah,
तो. सो But overall, I want to see how Arshdeep Singh and Jasprit Bumrah bowl together in tandem. Because I just
Yeah,
have a feeling that Arshdeep Singh could be a part of the Asia Cup as well as the World Cup this year.
yeah,
So they're really hoping that Arshdeep Singh is bowling well in the
yeah.
T20 Is. Even though it is Ireland, we still expect a good performance from these
Yeah,
players जो contention कर सकते हैं बाद में.
yeah, I think that's a good point. I think अभिनव ने तो मेरे अंदर का सवाल ही उसका आंसर दे दिया, because I was supposed to ask कि who will be the kind of player apart from Bumrah who may make it to the Asia Cup or World Cup. Asia Cup I'm still not sure, but maybe to the World Cup. And apart from, as Abhinav mentioned, I think जसप्रीत बुमराह के ऊपर तो निगाहें रहेंगी, और बाकी तो बहुत सारे बैटर्स, आई थिंक वॉशिंगटन सुंदर, आई थिंक he as a player needs a kind of a grooming, because I think as a youngster he has impressed a lot in IPL T20 games he has played for India, but development honi chahiye, and he has batted well, so I'm looking ki thoda aur kind of एक boost लाए वो अपने game में, so one player to watch out for. But if you see one name was also added to the squad was Prasiddha Krishna. Like I remember in the home series against England 2021, I'm assuming he was one of those bowlers before उमरान मलिक की, जो हम कंसिडर करते थे कि काइंड ऑफ अ बॉलर जो वर्ल्ड कप की तरफ हो सकते हैं, निगाह हो सकती है. हालांकि ही स्टिल कैन मेक इट, बट ही एड्स दैट एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस फैक्टर मोर देन जो उमरान मलिक के पास उनकी गति की वजह से वो आती है. बट प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, the height he has and the pace he has might be that X factor. So you feel maybe मुझे एनीवन में कमेंट्स में पूछ लेता हुआ, आई मीन यार आप लोग भी जवाब दो, apart from Bumrah who can be the dark horse potentially who may make it to the Asia Cup or World Cup in this squad. For me it may be Prasiddha Krishna. आप लोग भी बताओ. Abhinav, you feel Prasiddha Krishna any chances, हालांकि he is also coming back from the injury?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Siraj will be there. There will be talks about Shardul Thakur only because he can bat. Hardik Pandya will be there. Bumrah will be there. एक और शायद फास्ट बॉलर हो सकता है. That could be Arshdeep Singh. I don't know कि चार सारे फास्ट बॉलर should they be right arm fast bowlers. That's the only reason I wanted Arshdeep Singh. But उसके लिए he has to perform well because I think अभी county championship में he was a part of one of the sides. I think Kent if I'm not wrong. So he did really well the few games he played. So होपिंग कि यार ये फॉर्म कंटिन्यू रहेगा. इवन दो इट इज आयरलैंड, इट इज स्टिल अ टेस्ट. पिछले बार जब आयरलैंड में खेले थे, आयरलैंड ने अच्छी खासी फाइट दी थी हमें. सो लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट. एंड दे हैव आल्सो डेवलप्ड देयर स्किल्स एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो हमारी भी यंग टीम है, उनकी भी यंग टीम है. सो शुड बी अ गुड कॉन्टेस्ट. Test of Jasprit Bumrah's captaincy as well. I think Ronak had mentioned before ki is this a fair call, giving him the captaincy. Why are we also playing a T20I series abhi? I think for Jasprit Bumrah, the best part is कि अभी वो T20I खेले. I think right now we don't want him directly, being rushed and to bowl 10 overs every game. So I think to get back in form, if he does well in a 4 over
Yeah.
spell, those over spell, I think that is much better for his
And I
fitness
think,
as
I
well
think,
as.
see, if I'm not wrong, I think they have organized some games for Prasiddha Krishna and Bumrah as well. I think so. They will be playing some 50 over games as well. So I think it will kind of get them to a good preparation. And I think T20 series because let's not forget उसके बाद है एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज भी है, एशिया कप भी है. And when a player is obviously coming back from injury, you don't want them to play a lot of cricket stuff, because one days में 50 overs सिर्फ आपको bowling तो करनी है, but apart from that you have to field for 50 overs. And I think returning from injury it might not be easier, but yeah, I think pretty good. I think Ireland series I think we should do well, but I think apart from that, you feel like we are good to go to talk about the third one day match between West Indies and
Yeah.
like अभी उधर तो I think और 10-15 सवाल kind of सबके मन में आए होंगे. So let's get to the point straight away. कल है मैच, आई एम अज्यूमिंग एट I guess
Yeah.
7:30 start. I'm expecting the same for the match. So Abhinav, पहला सवाल, yeah, I think we will touch up the Surya Kumar Yadav because it kind of relates to the third one day. As Wasim Jafar ने mention किया था सूर्य कुमार के फॉर्म के बारे में, he mentioned कि I think Surya Kumar Yadav will probably get one more opportunity in the third one day, and that's probably it, because then Rahul and Shreyas Iyer might come in. अभिनव, इस पे ही मेरा एक सवाल आपके लिए, एनीवन जो लोग कमेंट्स में, like even if Surya Kumar Yadav, as you mentioned, the first part has been mentioned कि सूर्य कुमार को शायद जगह मिल जाएगी, then on what basis will be Surya Kumar Yadav judged throughout the series? Like imagine if he scores a century in the third one day, will he still be in the kind of consideration? या फिर you feel like it might be a judgment throughout the three matches, like what he did in the whole series? So what do you feel like will that be a kind of recency bias depending on what he scores in third one day, or you feel like shayad it's time for Shreyas and Rahul just to pick up once they come in?
No, यार, I think अगर 50 या 100 बना दिया then तो I think it's definitely going to stay. But अगर नहीं बनते, but तो I would still back the board कि यार to make the right decision, because if even if he's dropped from the ODI squad, उसके लिए we have the stats and the facts to show for it, क्योंकि 18 और 18 और 19 मैचेस हो जाएंगे since the last time he scored a 50, and being a middle order batsman, आप चाहते हो कि middle order में से वो runs consistently आए, and सूर्य कुमार यादव
Yeah.
did that in the T20 format, but not so in the ODI format as well. But
Mm.
जब नए नए आए थे, when he first played against Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, I think तब वो टाइम पे लग रहा था कि he's probably the right fit, but we
Yeah.
still don't know कि you know how fit KL Rahul or Shreyas Iyer
Yeah.
are, to be honest. So I think that
Mm.
is the only reason they are sticking with him and Sanju Samson. I don't know कल कौन खेलेगा. I think I still feel Surya Kumar Yadav will play ahead of Sanju Samson with Virat Kohli coming in and Rohit Sharma coming in. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he will be judged on the fact that he was given opportunities consistently rather than other players like Sanju Samson
Yeah.
or any other player in that position. So, but
Mm.
he also deserved that position because he was our main player in the T20I format. So they could
Yeah.
have taken that chance. I think this comment by Wasim Jaffer kind of sums it up perfectly. But at the same time,
Mm.
we also have to look what Rahul Dravid said. So this is what
Yeah.
Rahul Dravid had to say when India lost the second ODI. So where is this? Yep, I'm just bringing it on screen. So this is what he had to say. I think Rahul Rahul Dravid mentioned that we will always look at the bigger picture. To be honest, at this stage in the cycle with the Asia Cup and the World Cup coming up, and with the injuries we have to look at the bigger picture. We can't worry about every single game, every single series. If we do that, it will be a big mistake. So, what do you make
Yeah.
of these comments, first of all?
I mean, kind of अब ये एक तरफ ये it becomes very difficult as well for the coach. I think उन्होंने काफी अच्छे से हालांकि sum up किया, because you have to keep long term के हिसाब से भी आपको decision लेना है, लेकिन upcoming short term में आपके पास World Cup भी है, and simultaneously like press conference post the second match, I think उन्होंने वो ही कहा था कि टाइम की कमी है, एंड वो थोड़ा दिखाई भी दे रहा था, with what we tried in the second one day, and I'm not sure कि अभी now fingers crossed कि क्या होएगा. First, so like for the first time, the toss and the team announcement will be more on the ice rather than match में क्या होगा. हालांकि वो भी obviously it's a game to watch, but like बहुत मुश्किल है, I think, kind of situation. Like अभी like let's assume कि let's go more into it, like कि Rohit and Virat are going to be back, then who are the two players you feel like कि who may be dropped? चलो एक तो शायद अक्षर होंगे, लेकिन then one more player, will it be संजू सैमसन जो एक ही मैच खेले, या फिर वसीम जाफर ने तो कहा था कि शायद सूर्य को खेलना चाहिए. सो देन इट्स काइंड ऑफ कि किसी एक के सामने तो इट्स काइंड ऑफ इनजस्टिस टू वन. अब बस वो फर्क है कि नाम किसका होगा. सो व्हाट डू यू फील लाइक कि इज इट गोइंग टू बी संजू एंड अक्षर पटेल, or maybe Rohit and Virat still may not play the third one day? That kind also
नहीं
be
नहीं,
a
वो तो खेलने वाले. दैट इज क्लियर. आई थिंक दैट इज क्लियर. वो तो आउट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. आई थिंक हार्दिक हिमसेल्फ मेंशन कि थर्ड ओडीआई के लिए दे हैव बीन रेस्टेड. सो आई थिंक रोहित एंड विराट विल कम इन. मेरे हिसाब से यस, संजू सैमसन विल गेट ड्रॉप्ड वंस अगेन अलोंगसाइड अक्षर पटेल, व्हिच वाज प्रीटी मच द कॉम्बिनेशन जो हमें चाहिए था व्हेन Rohit and Virat were batting. So for two top order batsmen, we got Sanju Samson and a middle order batsman. So that was a bit odd combination there. And then again, Akshar Patel was promoted at number 4. So number 3, number 4, whatever. So, but I still feel Sanju
yeah,
Samson will be dropped. But if Surya Kumar Yadav fails, then there's a very high chance that Sanju Samson plays in place of him in the coming ODIs in the Asia Cup. So
mm,
you never know.
yeah,
All these changes have repercussions for these players, and sooner rather than later, I think we will have to stick with
yeah,
one of the two players. And one thing which I want to mention is कि हम इतनी सारी बातें आजकल करते हैं, around Indian cricket. As a fan who consistently follows the team around the year, what they are playing, how they are playing, I think, I don't know whether you will agree and the people who are watching now or later will agree with me कि this is probably the time when I'm feeling a bit more disconnected with the team rather than ever before as a fan. I don't know what is the reason. Maybe I don't like the performances and the decisions. Could be
Yeah,
one. Could be कि यार मेरे को समझ नहीं आता कि some of the decisions what they take, because
yeah.
इतनी बातें होती है during most of the games कि we still haven't found the right combination. So that's the reason I kind of feel कि even though we have to talk about them consistently year in year out, but overall I still feel कि थोड़ा वो disconnect feel होने लगा कि यार when things are not going right, or maybe when the decisions are not right.
Yeah, I think this can be a scenario as well, and I think the main reason or the main word I would say is the clarity. I think कि आपको क्या करना है. Like even if you look like for someone like England, they don't want to play someone like Joe Root in the one day setup. Irrespective, he averages something like 50 if I'm not wrong, or even बहुत सारे players होंगे, or even they don't look at like. It looks like more clarity कि irrespective of how they want to play, what their combination is, and वो बस वनडे सीरीज में भी वही होता है, एंड देन the same is for the World Cup setup, and I think that's why they are the defending champions in the same, like कि वनडे वर्ल्ड कप हो गया, अभी तो T20 के भी डिफेंडिंग चैंपियंस है. सो गुड क्लैरिटी आई वुड से, एंड आई थिंक उसके एंड इसी के बारे में आई थिंक वेंकटेश प्रसाद, आई थिंक he recently had tweeted something about the Indian cricket team. I will ask you to if you bring up the same on Twitter. I think Venkatesh Ayer का एक Venkatesh Prasad, I mean sorry, उनका एक tweet था regarding the Indian cricket, and he simply summed up regarding कि kind
Yeah.
of कि we haven't really achieved after having all the kind of facilities for the kind of monetization throughout the Indian cricket. So weak point up, but now let's see how it goes. Like कि ये World Cup, that's why I feel will be very crucial. Like what may happen for us in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think मेरे हिसाब से what he tweeted is what most of the fans want to tell, but they don't tell that. कि यार हम overall तो अच्छा कर रहे हैं, but in the ODI format we have lost series against Bangladesh, against Australia, then we failed to
Yeah,
qualify for the big games in the white ball setup as well. And I think Venkatesh Prasad is one which who doesn't fear, talking his heart out, and I kind of like most of the points he has to say. I sometimes मैं थोड़ा disagree भी करता हूँ उनके साथ, but I kind of like the way he speaks, and he kind of speaks straight to the point rather than just
yeah,
beating around the bush कि यार क्या मतलब क्या है इसका. So I like that thing about him. But overall, Rahul is saying they should play the same team in the second ODI if they're looking at the bigger picture. I think Rahul is being a bit sarcastic here, but overall, by bigger picture, I think pretty much is the World Cup. I think that is the final nail in the coffin. Agar Rahul Dravid, if he has to stay as a coach, he has to win the World Cup, and I don't think he will stay the coach of the Indian team post the World Cup if we don't win the World Cup, not lose the World Cup, but if we don't lose the World Cup. So uh, here he has one more comment. He said, "Why can't management just say Sanju that they are going with Sky ahead with the Ireland series selection of Sanju? The picture is clear that they want Sky ahead of Sanju." Yes, I completely agree. That is the picture. But also, let's not forget कि अगर सूर्य कुमार यादव कल खेलते हैं and if he fails, then I won't be surprised, with the सूर्य कुमार यादव being dropped and Asia Cup का entire tenure and ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ जो हम 3 ODI खेलने वाले हैं, that goes for Sanju Samson, क्योंकि 8 matches is pretty I think
yeah,
big sample size for any middle order batsman, क्योंकि सूर्य
yeah.
कुमार यादव को I think अभी 17-18 मिल
Yeah.
जाएंगे कल के गेम के
But
बाद.
just
That is
one,
that.
I feel like कि एक और जो एक पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है, आई एम नॉट श्योर कि कितने लोग शायद एग्री करेंगे या फिर दे माइट बी कन्वीनियंट विद दैट, बट आई फील कि बिकॉज आई फील कि ईशान किशन हैज डन रियली वेल, लाइक कि द वे ही हैज बैटेड थ्रू आउट द सीरीज, आई फील maybe one of Shubman Gill or Ishan Kishan, Rohit should replace one of them. And because just the matter, I feel कि दोनों को खेलना चाहिए. And I also want like Virat to be included. And I think that can be a simple inclusion because Akshar Patel की जगह आ सकते हैं. And that can make it more clear where we can have Rohit, Virat, Surya, Sanju. So kind of gives more chances because I think Ishan Kishan या गिल तो खेलने ही वाले. आई थिंक काफी हद तक ईशान किशन इज नाउ, आई थिंक उन्होंने भी अपनी जगह काइंड ऑफ फिक्स कर दी. सो व्हाट डू यू फील अभिनव? मेक्स इट मोर क्लियर, रोहित भी खेलेंगे, विराट भी है, संजू भी है, स्काई भी है, लाइक देयर इज नो इशू इफ दैट हैपेंस.
No, I don't think that will be the case. I don't see Sanju Samson and Surya Kumar Yadav दोनों same team में खेले, क्योंकि yes, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer might come in. One of them should get fit enough to play. And ईशान किशन का जो फॉर्म है, let's not forget वो डबल सेंचुरी जो आई थी बांग्लादेश के सामने, it came in the middle order as well. So I think that is one thing which India might try, क्योंकि वो left hander भी है. So
सो मे बी
gives them
शुभमन गिल.
another option. I don't know. Shubman Gill will play. I think the lineup could be रोहित शर्मा, शुभमन गिल, बिकॉज हम शुभमन गिल के ऊपर भी अभी आने वाले हैं द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. Then
Yeah,
Virat Kohli. Then I can see Ishan Kishan batting at number 4. Number 5 पे they could have a KL Rahul. Number 6 पे maybe a Surya Kumar Yadav or a Sanju Samson, and then we play Hardik Jadeja and the three bowlers. So
yeah,
Hardik could play that fifth bowler wala role, but I don't know. I think it's still better to go with 6 batters. But then for that you
yeah,
have to drop one of Ishan Kishan or the batsman you're choosing
yeah.
between Sky, Sanju or whatever. So I don't know. Let's
It's
see.
kind of create a platform.
क्या
Like
बोल रहे
मैं बहुत सारे options को explore भी करना, I was thinking कि maybe Jadeja but I think one of Akshar and Jadeja will have to play, and it looks like कि Akshar might be the obvious one who might get dropped, or even might be Jadeja, because just to manage the workload, Asia Cup भी है, Australian series, and so I think he's going
No,
to
no,
be
no.
part of
Now the
stuff.
question is not about the world workload and stuff. 8 matches
Yeah.
बचे हैं before the World Cup. If now you don't know your ये workload के चक्कर में हम अपनी best 11 ही नहीं ढूंढ पाएंगे. I think
Hmm.
they've managed enough workload and we do not have anything to show for it so far
Yeah.
in terms of trophies. So खाली bilateral series जीत के हम workload और IPL खेल खेल के हम अपना
Yeah.
workload manage नहीं कर सकते. You have to give up one of the other things. I think आप decide करो कि आपको IPL में कितने matches खेलने हैं. If do you want to play, are you fit
Hmm.
enough to play 14 games? अगर आंसर आपका yes है, you are fit enough to play 14 games, then you should be fit enough to play
Hmm.
the rest of the calendar as well. So I think that it all comes down कि आप कितना workload management you don't know कि कौन से प्लेयर का ज्यादा है, कौन से प्लेयर का कम है. If you want to win the World Cup, Jadeja, players like these players, Jadeja, Kohli, Rohit Sharma, who are the names in the 11 जो टीम छिटाएगी, तो ये 11 तो में होने ही वाले हैं. They should play most of the games. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
कि अभी 8 matches बचे. I think these guys are fit enough to play 8 games before the World Cup. World Cup के time पे भी they will have enough rest between the games. So
Yeah.
coming back to the point of Ishan Kishan, I think Rahul has a point here. He say Ishan should only be considered as an opener. Don't give him the number 4-5 for God's sake and create more nuisance. Yeah, Rahul जिस तरीके से अपना management काम करता है ना, I won't be surprised if there is Ishan Kishan's name in the middle order, only because they might still feel कि ये बंदे ने middle order में runs बनाए हैं for Team India. So hopefully
Hmm.
the nuisance अगर create होती है, so that is the good for Indian cricket, क्योंकि left hander is a must. I think in the top 6, क्योंकि Jadeja bats a bit lower, number 7 के आसपास बैटिंग करते हैं. So I think Ishan Kishan could be an option with that left hander, and of course wicket keeping ability तो है ही. So he could be that option for Team India. But let's not forget कि अभी 8 matches बचे हैं. Ishan Kishan could play in the middle order as well. So और
Yeah.
एक कमेंट आया था यहाँ पे गौरव का कि गौरव इज सेइंग दिस इज द लास्ट चांस इंडिया पे, अगर नहीं जीतना वर्ल्ड कप बहुत लोग क्रिकेट छोड़ देंगे फॉर रोहित, एंड लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप फॉर रोहित और कोहली है. या दोनों के लिए आई थिंक दिस इज द लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप. आई डोंट सी any of these guys playing the next World Cup in 2027, जहाँ पे भी होगा पता नहीं. But overall, yes, I kind of agree. And to be honest, I still don't feel that confident of us winning the World Cup so far. Even though it is a home World Cup, you kind of have that extra backing from the fans. But वो convincing feeling नहीं आ रही, as an Indian fan कि यार performance convincing है, या फिर player selection convincing लगता है, the captain choices, team management choices, selection choices convincing लगते हैं. वो वाली feeling नहीं आ रही, which was the case in 2011. So let's see moving forward. Anything Ankit you have to say on this? और क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक और comment है राहुल का, तो इस पे बता सकता है कि what's with
Yeah.
Pandya's form and fitness? Played 6 games and takes rest for 1 month, and his spin game has been shit and average 25 this year.
I think it's pretty clear. I think जो batting number भी रहा, I think last match में तो still like he batted at 6, but like वो है, I think batting form has been kind of, I think one thing they should have kind of just gave a try, right? Because Hardik at 4 or 5, I think it doesn't make sense. Maybe I would have preferred someone like Jaddu to bat, kind of fight just as a variety, because then बाकी तो अभी तो ईशान किशन है, that's why we get a kind of variety at the top order. But if you अगर ईशान किशन जैसे इस सीरीज के पहले ही वाज नॉट ओपनिंग फॉर अस, so kind of top 5, we had right handers, so maybe Jaddu coming at 6 and Hardik at 7, because I think Hardik may do that finishing job better, and Jaddu तो I think his recent form will help the Indian cricket as well, so वो एक कर सकते थे. But looks like कि आ जाएगा, I think वर्ल्ड कप तक. तो I think bowling form तो he's bowling well, like seriously I think irrespective
आ
of the
जाएगा.
number of wicket, but I think आ जाएगा, आप और मैं आ जाएगा.
आ जाएगा मेरे को. आई डोंट नो, आई स्टिल वांट टू सी हिम प्ले गेम्स यार, क्योंकि देयर इज नो प्लेयर जो 6 महीने बाहर बैठ के एक मैच खेलता है एंड देन यू एक्सपेक्ट द सेम परफॉर्मेंस जो कि पहले 6-7 महीने में थी. आई थिंक वो रिदम आने में भी कम से कम 5-6 अच्छे खासे मैचेस लगते हैं फॉर एनी प्लेयर, बी be it Virat Kohli or be it Sanju Samson, be it any other player. And Hardik Pandya is no different. Yes, he played IPL, what was the last tournament, and uske baad he's coming back once again. And I kind of worry for his fitness because जब नए नए आए थे तब लग रहा था कि he is that Indian all rounder जो India is looking for. Uh, Sadly, I don't think that's going to be a case for a long time because injury record बहुत खराब है हार्दिक पांड्या का, and इतना वर्कलोड मैनेज करना पड़ रहा है कि यार वो मैचेस कम और टीम से बाहर थोड़ा ज्यादा रह रहे हैं. सो that is a bit worry. But coming on to the other point which ईशान किशन का हमने ओपनर का बात किया था, but Rahul Dravid also said that he won't worry about Shubman Gill too much. He's batting beautifully, looks really good. You can't criticize people after every game. Conditions are not easy here. He's very important in all formats of the game for us now. Yes, I think Shubman Gill का मैं white ball format में, so मेरे को इतने doubts है नहीं. I think एक दो अभी innings fail हो गए, but let's not forget New Zealand was the team which India was playing against. जब भी इन्होंने डबल सेंचुरी बनाई थी ना शुभमन गिल या किसी ने तो
Yeah.
a daddy 100 or something.
Yeah.
He scored a daddy 100 very recently. I think it was New Zealand. So I think I was really impressed, and that was in home conditions. So home conditions में Shubman Gill anyways bats really well. I think IPL में हमने देख लिया. So yes, I kind of agree that conditions are a bit difficult in West Indies, but still expect consistent runs from Shubman Gill if he wants that
Yes.
opening wala slot. Uh,
Yeah.
we have a comment here. He's saying Ishan Surya should be considered for World Cup. Sanju not deserve the World Cup. यार यही तो problem है ना. I think half of the fans are Sanju fans, half of the fans are Surya Kumar Yadav fans. When one fails, कोई आके बोल देता है कि he does not deserve it. जब कोई दूसरा खेल लेता है, when Sanju Samson failed and Surya Kumar Yadav both failed, people started talking about कि दोनों ही नहीं deserve करते हैं या एक deserve करता है दूसरा करता है. So I think we still don't have, that is the thing I'm talking about. We still don't have that clarity कि यार कौन है first choice हमना in terms of middle order in the long run. अभी लोग कह सकते हैं कि सूर्य कुमार यादव only because of the sample size, but it's not like Sanju Samson को chances मिले नहीं. I think he even has got chances to prove himself, but overall who has the best average batting at those positions should be considered. ये नहीं कि कौन अच्छे फॉर्म में चल रहा है वो टाइम पे. I think if
Yeah.
अभी तो पास आ ही गया वर्ल्ड कप, so it doesn't matter Sanju plays or Surya plays, as long as they get the job done, I am okay with any of them.
Yeah.
यहाँ पे एक और कमेंट था कि वर्ल्ड कप पे ऋषभ पंत आ सकता है. अरे ऋषभ पंत इज ऑलरेडी आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड कप यार. राहुल, डोंट एक्सपेक्ट ऋषभ पंत टू
Yeah, that's
मेक
what
अ
happened.
कमबैक till the world cup. I think वो तो
Just
literally out
the
of the
just
question.
the earliest series like his kind may be available is like जो इंग्लैंड जब इंडिया आएगी टूरिंग फॉर द टेस्ट सीरीज, सो आई थिंक ही विल बी अवेलेबल. जो हालांकि वो भी कंफर्म न्यूज़ नहीं है, बट काइंड ऑफ आई थिंक आई विल गिव यू गाइस काइंड ऑफ कि यहाँ पे ही माइट बी अवेलेबल. हालांकि उसके लिए भी बहुत टाइम है, बट आई थिंक दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ आई थिंक जनवरी फेब, सो आई थिंक इट्स स्टिल 5-6 months to go, I think. So I think he will recover, so ideal time as well for him to to get the World Cup. So, but I think he mentioned राहुल ने एक और जो कमेंट मेंशन किया था that he mentioned regarding संजू सैमसन एंड श्रेयस अय्यर के बारे में. You feel like कि इन दोनों के लिए मुश्किल है. Kind of this two might be the guys who might be not part of World Cup. I don't think, I still feel like for some reason Shreyas Iyer might be included, and
I think
Sanju.
one of these
But,
two won't be a part of the World Cup. I think
but
दोनों में से एक नहीं रहेंगे. I think could be Sanju or could be Surya Kumar Yadav. I think इन दोनों
yeah,
में से एक शायद वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जाएगा. I think Shreyas Iyer को they want him back. I think he's fitness wise, I think he is on the right track in terms of making
yeah,
a comeback. And Asia Cup में अगर खेलते हैं, so I think these guys have to play most of the games. Yeah, you at that point when you're like 3 games away, 4 games away from the World Cup, you cannot just rest them managing कि यार नहीं हमें तो workload manage करना है. That's the thing. Until
yeah,
and unless you know that is the guy who's going to play in that position, don't rest him. I think that was the reason Virat Kohli को rest कर दिया गया कि यार इन्होंने संजू सैमसन को चांस दे दिया. But at this
yeah,
moment you want Virat Kohli to score runs in the ODI format continuously as well. So overall, with 7-8 games left now, 9 games कितने बचे हैं, जितने भी बचे हैं, I think try to keep at least 7, 8 or maybe 9 players the same who are going to play in the World Cup. So just because वो एक होता है कि यार you have that connect between the players who know what their role is continuously. एक हर मैच में जाके आपको सेम ही काम करना है, then it makes a bit more sense. So overall कि यार आपने संजू सैमसन को आज 3 पे खिला
yeah.
दिया, अगले मैच में 7 पे खिला दिया, so it doesn't help either the entire batting combination or the player himself. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think even I was, kind of looking through the stats of Sanju Samson in this format where I think अगर संजू का अगर खास करके अभिनव, if you see like he has played 12 matches, 11 innings, and he has scored close to 340 runs, and he averages good actually, kind of 57 and close to, I know, strike rate over 100. Kind of looks good, but I think जो shuffling
Yeah.
रही है numbers की, like कि उनको 3 पे बैटिंग करवाया, I think अगर 5 या 6 पे करवाते तो might be it could have been more consistent run. I really, kind of inner feeling कि I feel like कि for some reason KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer might steal the job, and I'm not, maybe one of Surya or Sanju might be part of the reserve team. And उसके लिए भी, if Ishan Kishan is
Yeah.
considered, maybe Surya Kumar Yadav, but I think Sky could have been, kind of better in this format, where what he has done in kind of wonders in T20. I think he himself knows it, like कि उनका performance जो T one days में रहा, I think it doesn't really up to the mark. But let's see, India के kind of उनकी नजर से भी क्या the management wants to back him. I think that will be also one decision to go. So let's see like कि क्या होता है. राहुल ने mention किया है, guys, do you feel रोहित को फील्ड पे कुछ ज्यादा ही गुस्सा आता है? नो, लाइक इज काइंड ऑफ अ चिल पर्सन. आई थिंक वो तो रिएक्ट भी करते हैं, वो तो देखते हुए भी समझ आता है इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ सार्केस्टिक रिएक्शन, एंड एट टाइम्स हीट ऑफ द मोमेंट यार. आई मीन अब
Of
तो
course, कभी कभी तो होगा यार. Like you
फॉर्मेट में
mentioned, yeah,
लीड
heat
कर,
of the moment.
सो
एग्जैक्टली, आई
इट्स
थिंक
काइंड
हीट
ऑफ
ऑफ द मोमेंट वाला फैक्टर है वो कि गुस्सा आ जाता है बीच में, बट इट्स आल्सो जस्टिफाइड यार. वो जो शार्दुल ठाकुर पे गुस्सा आया था इन द लास्ट ओडीआई, दैट इन द फर्स्ट ओडीआई, दैट इज जस्टिफाइड मेरे हिसाब से. 2 का 3 रन करवाने देना नहीं चाहिए था. सो आई थिंक दैट इज जस्टिफाइड. वैसा गुस्सा बनता भी यार. आई थिंक एवरी कैप्टन हैज अ डिफरेंट वे ऑफ डीलिंग
या
with the anger which they have on the field. So I think मैं तो गुस्से की तो मैं वरी करूंगा नहीं. अगर गुस्सा आ रहा है तो ढंग से आ रहा है, तो I think that is still fine. So I think
या
last few topics which we are going to discuss, क्योंकि हम लोग cover करेंगे when the third ODI is played, उसका हम reaction करेंगे. We'll stream after the game as well. But I think we still have one big, not I wouldn't say big thing, but a good thing for cricket happened yesterday when Major League Cricket was over in the US, and we had Mumbai नहीं, MI night, क्या यार, MI New York win their title with thanks to कौन था वो प्लेयर यार, निकोलस पूरन
निकोलस पूरन.
स्कोरिंग एंड आई थिंक जितना वेस्ट इंडीज के लिए निकोलस पूरन की डेडिकेशन नहीं है ना, उतना ही ज्यादा आई थिंक ही हैज फॉर फ्रैंचाइज क्रिकेट एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो ओवरऑल ब्रिलियंट इनिंग्स यार. आई थिंक वन टू रिमेंबर फॉर. सैड दैट it won't be going down as a T20 record stat, but we still see MI winning one title. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously as a CSK fan, थोड़ा ये भी हो रहा है. I would have preferred, kind of CSK MI final year भी, but obviously MI deserve a lot of credit. Like simply, the one of the teams जो face हालांकि if you see अभी recently, I guess the last year kind of face CSK MI, both bottom of the table, but this year CSK ने IPL जीता, MI ने ये tournament जीती, and I think MI were one of the dominant sides in the WPL as well, I would mention. So credit जाता है Nicholas Puran. I think a huge amount of credit goes to both MI and I would say Lucknow as well, because no one expected कि Nicholas Puran वो 16 CR जो amount के लिए गए थे. Many people were surprised, including me. I would say, like, I was not expecting कि because बहुत साधारण IPL था उसके वजह. Hyderabad really didn't, he wasn't that great in that team, but looked really good in LSG, and I think the best of Nicholas Puran in franchise cricket आया इधर. Is he part of the T20 series? I'm not sure. I guess announce ही नहीं हुआ है West Indies का, but I guess he should be
I
back.
don't know.
And
Won't be
so
surprised अगर रहेगा नहीं रहेगा. So I think he is that player जो in and out होता रहता है squad से, and I think he does it. He anyways
but
is earning big bucks.
just one more thing. I think आपके लिए kind of मैं सवाल ही पूछ लेता हूँ. The kind of banters between Dwayne Bravo and Kieran Pollard. I think CSK fans and MI fans would like to just कि और banters बनते जाए. Like these guys are fun. I mean, the way they entertain us. Like, what do you feel about them? I mean, legends of the game,
Yeah,
obviously.
truly they are. I think big assets. Yeah, T20 format. I think they've been legends of the format. Fair to say, Kieran Pollard, Rashid Khan, Dwayne Bravo, Russell, all these guys. But let's not forget that has affected the national team as well. So वो सब तो होता रहेगा. But the state in which West Indies cricket is at the moment, I think काफी कुछ ये इनके ऊपर भी depend करता है कि यार these guys left them at the important stage of the progress. So anyways, I think yes, good thing for US and cricket coming to US with Major League Cricket. ये league धीरे धीरे grow होगी. I think it's fair to say with the amount of investment and the backing जो ये league को मिल रही है from the big names, big corporates from the world. So overall, I think yes, I think this league will grow. Won't be surprised अगर teams भी बढ़ जाती हैं अगले साल. Rahul asking KKR वाली team कहाँ तक पहुंची इस
I
tournament में? I
guess
think they were
they
probably
didn't
the
qualify, na?
worst. Yeah, they were the worst team in the tournament. That is fair to say. उनके पास खाली Andre Russell was the player who was doing well with the bat, and
Yeah,
overall तो I think उन्होंने बहुत disappoint किया है. I think they
yeah.
finished last or last. I think they finished last in the tournament. I think team tournament में थे ही 6 team, तो उसमें last आना is a bit not a good achievement,
यार
I would
बट
say.
यू
So
नो आई वाज लुकिंग एंड मैं आई गेस कोई पोस्ट पे ही वो एक कुछ तो कमेंट देखा था मैंने, यू नो काइंड ऑफ, एंड मैं काफी रिलेट कर पाया. वो कमेंट था कि यार केकेआर अभी जिधर जिधर लीग्स खेल रही है उधर, इवन सीपीएल भी खेला था वहां पे भी दे वर नॉट इम्प्रेसिव, एंड काइंड ऑफ अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई थिंक अबू धाबी की आई थिंक वो टी20 लीग में वहां पे दे प्लेड,
yeah.
दे वर नॉट इम्प्रेसिव. सो अभी नो ये केकेआर, I can't. I'm still looking like I'm in the same team as won couple of IPLs. I think a decade ago, because obviously 10 साल अब हो जाएंगे.
वही है.
But, kind of disappointing with Knight Riders. I think King Khan की team, प्रदर्शन किंग जैसा
Yeah, but
kind of है उनका.
you mentioned the point. तूने आंसर ही दे दिया यार उसका कि यार it happened a decade ago. और I think
Yeah,
एक decade में काफी कुछ बदल जाता है. And let's इनकी टीम इतनी खराब नहीं थी यार. I think they had Russell, Nareen, Lockie Ferguson, Jason Roy, some good, I think some good local. Ali Khan was the fast bowler who has played for the KKR
yeah,
franchise in different leagues. Then there were Unmuk Chand was there. There were a couple of other players. So they played some really bad cricket. Yeah, I think their local players, the local batters disappointed a lot. So overall, I don't think this team has a lot to improve. I think with the competition, I think with everywhere around the world, I think competition तो वही लगा है कि नाइट राइडर्स, द सुपर किंग्स एंड द मुंबई इंडियंस, ये तीन फ्रेंचाइजेस के बीच में है. सो एंड
yeah.
इवन द रॉयल्स. सो let's see, but overall I think ninth title for MI franchise across the cricket globe. Yes, they
I
have
think
been
it
dominant.
is a very interesting name you mentioned, the Royals. I think because लेकिन I think they are kind of इसलिए I couldn't just मुझे वो lately realize हुआ कि वो राजस्थान रॉयल्स था. I could have been a bit surprised अगर वो रॉयल चैलेंजर्स बैंगलोर होता तो, बट या आई थिंक या राजस्थान रॉयल्स ऑब्वियसली. बहुत एक काइंड ऑफ ब्लफ ही हो जाता अगर आई वाज थिंकिंग लाइक कि रॉयल चैलेंजर्स बैंगलोर, बट yeah, I think if you know, it's that kind of thing. But yeah, I think jokes apart,
Yeah.
totally kind of MI deserves. I mean, हर जगह जाते हो. I think WPL भी जीता था last year, ना? I guess the first season and this
Yeah.
one. So yeah, I think अभी तो I'm pretty sure MI fans might be firstly तो Indian fans I think World Cup की तरफ निगाह, and then obviously IPL है. फिर lot of cricket. I mean बहुत सारा cricket होता है I think इंडिया में. World Cups भी बहुत सारे upcoming. So yeah, I think good to know.
Yeah, true. And उसी के साथ आई थिंक लेट्स रैप अप यार. अंकित, काफी हमने बात कर लिया. आई थिंक कितना टाइम
Yeah,
हो गया अभी? 12 बजने आ गए. एंड आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द फैंस वी हैव अ लॉट टू टॉक अबाउट यार. आई थिंक मूविंग फॉरवर्ड एज वी गेट क्लोजर, वर्ल्ड कप के जितना पास आएंगे, आई थिंक वी विल हैव अ लॉट टू टॉक अबाउट from the cricketing world. Ashes brilliant series, one of the
yeah,
best Ashes series we've seen. Stuart Broad fitting end to his career. We talked about third build up build up for the third ODI. Mumbai in the MI New York winning the MLC championship. So that was a big achievement for US cricket as well. Overall, I think we have a lot to talk about moving forward. When let's see कि कल क्या होता है. If the third ODI is happening tomorrow, I think we still have a lot of questions with the team in terms
yeah.
of the selection. Hopefully कल से हमें answers मिलना शुरू हो जाए. Then we have just about 8 games left before the World Cup. So we'll keep you updated, everyone. Just subscribe to the channel, like the video. I think just hit the bell icon so that you know whenever we are live next. So you'll get the notification and you can interact with us in the comment section. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, and let us know if there's anything you want to talk about in the next show. So Ankit, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you.